Hi, my name is Mr. McCreer. I am a teacher here at Brooklyn Ascend High School, and I teach Spanish too.
Have you ever heard of a story about an LGBTQ person facing discrimination in New York, or have you personally been discriminated against your sexual orientation or gender identity?
Yes, I have. Actually, I find that ironic that that question's happening. The first time that that actually happened was in the school building. I had a student call me Bati Boy. And in the moment, I've been teaching for a very long time, and I have never ever had a student use my sexuality as something to harm me or say something negative towards me. And I know that the student at the time thought that I didn't know what that meant. But at the same time, in the grand scheme of things, using foul language or just using derogatory language in regards to someone's sexuality, someone's gender, just how someone is as a person, is harassment. And that's actually an even larger issue. So yeah, I've definitely heard it or seen it and had it happen to myself before. But I know that there are others out there in the world, younger and older, that have dealt with a lot more than I have in that capacity. But either way, it's just a very hurtful situation we're caught up in the middle of.
All right. What does discrimination mean to you?
Discrimination means that you are essentially looked at as less than, and that can be for any reason, because you're a woman, because you are of color, because you believe a different type of religion. Someone stops you from essentially being able to have what they have. It's like you're discriminated against, you're stopped or hindered from being able to get to your best self, or just having the opportunity to do things that everyone else has the opportunity to do, and that's not fair.
Okay. Can you briefly describe some of the gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender people in your life who are important to you in your life?
Oh my gosh, yes. The first person that comes to mind is my best friend. My best friend, Charles, we have known each other since college. We met in college. And he is probably, even though I knew that I was gay before he officially came out of the closet, because everyone's journey for sexuality is different. I know that personally I knew when I was around like 8 or 9, but my best friend didn't know until he was maybe like 2021. He's been very influential in my life as far as just like allowing me to always be myself. I've always been extremely insecure about my sexuality, especially in front of teachers, in front of other students, just in being proud of who I am, because growing up I was always told that my sexuality is what was going to get me killed, what was going to not allow me to get jobs, what was going to hinder me from actually being successful. And I think about like my best friend and other people that I've met along the way. The college that I went to, Morehouse, has a pretty good number of people who identify as part of the LGBT community. So people like that have been monumental along the way, just because of that idea of brotherhood and us being able to uplift each other.
Okay. Are you close to any lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender people in Brooklyn? Can you describe some of those relationships?
Yeah, I would say a lot of my friends, or a lot of like my inner circle, definitely lives here in Brooklyn, and I specifically live in Bed-Stuy. And I feel like you're always having opportunities, especially via social media, to meet new people. Social media has grown so much from when I was younger, to the fact where, you know, you can hop on Twitter, you can hop on Instagram, and you have opportunities to meet up with other people who have like-minded situations such as yourself. There have been different kinds of organizations that have started that specifically focus on mobilizing gay men of color and making sure that they feel empowered, mobilizing women of color who identify as being lesbians or identify as being bisexual, and really helping them to find that power inside themselves to share who they are truly and not be ashamed of that, because nobody should be ashamed to be who they are.
All right, and last question. Right now, Brooklyn does not fully protect gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender people from discrimination. These people could still be unfairly fired, denied housing, or turned away from public spaces because of who they are. How does this make you feel?
That makes me feel scared. And being completely honest, it makes me think about just like my position, you know, as a teacher in this school. It makes me wonder, what if I was automatically one day just sucked out of all of these students' lives just because of who I was as a person? It makes me scared that, you know, can potentially be attacked just for me being myself. And I think, especially for me, someone who has done a lot of work to get to that place of self-love, thinking about all of the negative things that were spewed to me as I was growing up, how I had to wait until I was maybe 23, 24 in order for my parents to even accept me being gay and actually say it was a thing, and for them not even to acknowledge it fully, but still love me because, you know, they're my parents, and your parents love you even though they have weird ways of showing it. To think that all of that could be taken away just like that, just because of who I am, it really hurts, and it makes me sad that we still live in a world where people cannot understand difference and do not support differences. And I hope that in due time, everyone is able to have that space and have that wherewithal to be able to get what they deserve. Because let me tell you, everybody deserves what they want. You never stop going for your dreams, and you never let anything hinder you from greatness, because everybody has greatness inside of them.